Conservatives in the state of Texas have a chance at victory in the primary runoffs tomorrow. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today it is time to talk about the Texas primaries because everyone, tomorrow is runoff day in the state of Texas. It comes with, quite frankly, the best opportunity in years for Texas conservatives to not only win primaries up and down the ballot. That's important enough. But if Texas conservatives actually vote, and that's a big if, we could see fundamental changes being brought to the Texas Republican Party that we haven't seen in years. And that's why, in my opinion, tomorrow is must win for conservatives in the state of Texas. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, all support is greatly appreciated, and yeah. Now, let us get into it. The 2024 primary season is roughly halfway over, and there have been few shakeups so far, with just one U.S. House member defeated and incumbents widely prevailing in state capitals. But the runoffs in Texas on Tuesday are a test for two prominent Republicans, U.S. Congressman Tony Gonzalez, who has broken ranks over guns and the border, and powerful State House Speaker Dade Phelan, who angered the party's hard right over the impeachment of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. And of all the runoffs occurring tomorrow, Texas conservatives have to 100% get out and vote against these two idiots. Because if we beat both of them, let alone just one of them, it would send a big signal to rhinos that, hey, you're not 100% invincible. You can lose a primary if you piss off your base enough. Now, for those that don't know who Tony Gonzalez or Dade Phelan are, Tony Gonzalez is a congressman. He is awful. He's anti-gun. He's pro-amnesty, which in the state of Texas, that is the dumbest combination you can be, especially as a Republican. I mean, you're in a border district, and you're pro-amnesty, and you're against guns in Texas? That's Tony Gonzalez. He is one of the biggest gun grabbers in Congress, especially for a Republican. He is awful. Plus, he's done a lot of other stuff. He's called people like Matt Gaetz Nazis. The guy is a loser, and Republicans have a good chance of taking him down. When incumbents get forced into runoffs, usually they go down. Because if they get to a runoff in the first place, that's a sign that the people in that district hate the candidate. For whatever reason, they don't like them. But Tony Gonzalez is bad enough. Dade Phelan is probably worse. Because at least with Gonzalez, he's a backbencher. He's not actually in leadership. He doesn't do anything. Dade Phelan is the Speaker of the State House of Texas. And in my opinion, he is the worst speaker of any state legislator. He gives Democrats key committee positions. Hell, he gives Democrats whatever they want. For crying out loud, they can't even pass school choice in Texas. Yeah, because of this idiot. Anytime they try to pass any kind of school choice reform, anything like that, it fails because of this bozo. But not only that, he's the reason Ken Paxton got impeached. You know, one of the best attorney generals in America. Yeah, him. He got impeached because of Dade Phelan. And you might be asking yourself, but why? Was Ken Paxton truly corrupt and all of that? No. It's because Ken Paxton told Dade Phelan he should resign. Because he showed up to the job drunk. And we know this for a fact. He was either drunk or having a stroke. There's no in-between. Either way, he should have resigned after that embarrassment. But suddenly, 5 minutes after Paxton said that, Dade Phelan found evidence that Ken Paxton was truly a corrupt attorney general. And we must impeach him. Yeah. He colluded with Democrats to try to get rid of one of the most conservative attorney generals in America. Because he told them to resign. Both of these guys suck. If we take down one of them, it would be a win. But I'm hoping tomorrow Texas conservatives show up in droves so both of these idiots can just retire. The fight to save their jobs have laid bare the risk of dissent in the GOP and pushed both to swing back in races that have erupted into bitter and costly battles. A Gonzalez loss, his supporters warn, would get Democrats an opening to flip a traditionally moderate district in November. Bullshit. That is the definition of BS. If Brandon Herrera beats Tony Gonzalez, that seat is staying Republican. They're trying to make it sound like it's a Biden +6 district. It's not. It's like Trump +7. Plus, it's part of the state of Texas that's shifting Republican. So that excuse makes no sense either way. Because even if it was a Biden seat, it's shifting dramatically Republican. But it's not even a Biden seat, it's Trump +6. While a change in Texas House leadership could push the state's policymaking even more to the right. Good. How is that a bad thing? Dade Phelan has not done a single thing worthwhile in 4 years. Seriously, if you could tell me a single time Dade Phelan did something worth a damn in 4 or 5 years, tell me, let me know. Because I haven't found a single thing he's done that's actually conservative. In fact, it's been quite the opposite. Whatever Democrats have wanted in the state legislature, he's done. They're making it sound like this Texas legislature is far right. They can't even pass school choice properly. You call that a far-right legislator? No, it's not. It's ran by idiots like Phelan, who's paid off by the teacher unions, and that's why he's basically a Democrat. He's a moderate Republican that gives Democrats everything they want and tell his voters to go F themselves. Other Texas runoffs are also drawing attention. Katrina Pearson, a former spokeswoman for Trump, is on the ballot for a state house seat near Dallas. GOP voters are also picking a challenger to Democrat U.S. Representative Henry Cuellar, who was indicted this month on conspiracy and bribery charges. Cuellar has said he is innocent. And funny enough about Cuellar, he might get thrown in jail. I mean, the fact that Democrats might have a problem in that seat now, that's not good for them. And that's another key runoff that if Republicans pick the right candidate, if Cuellar gets thrown in jail, Republicans should theoretically win that seat. Because without Cuellar in that district, it is one of the most Republican trending seats in America. It just is. And Cuellar is the only reason that that seat has not zoomed far to the right compared to the rest of the Rio Grande Valley. Gonzalez, who carried 45% of the vote after drawing 5 challengers in March, which, by the way, 45% in a primary as the incumbent, that is absolutely pathetic. You should have gotten 70%. If you were well-liked in your district, that should be the bare minimum. Gonzalez has the backing of party heavyweights, including Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, which, why? Why do these two back Gonzalez? I mean, serious, why? Especially Greg Abbott. At least with Johnson, he has the excuse of, well, he has to back everyone because he's the speaker. If he doesn't back the incumbent, he can piss someone off and he loses the job. Fine, whatever. But Greg Abbott? You have no reason to back the guy. You have none. You're not forced to support him. In fact, you should have backed Brandon Herrera, who actually has a chance at winning. The problem for Herrera, though, is you got big names like Greg Abbott and Speaker Mike Johnson backing Gonzalez and helping with fundraising. And if Gonzalez wins, it's because of that. It's because Johnson and people like Greg Abbott supported him, gave him enough support, and he barely wins. But at the same time, Gonzalez's record is so bad that there's a shot that Herrera could pull this off. Absolutely. Even with the support from Abbott and Johnson, Gonzalez has such a crappy record that he may lose either way. Gonzalez was censured following votes he cast in favor of same-sex marriage protections at the federal level in a bipartisan gun safety bill after the Uvalde school massacre. Yeah, he was censured by the Texas Republican Party because he was so bad that he was supporting same-sex marriage, you know, the gun control, all that crap in Texas. This is not a Biden district for the 15th time. This is a Republican seat. He has no reason to be voting the way he is. But he just votes that way because he's a Democrat. There's nothing conservative about Tony Gonzalez. Brandon Herrera has taunted Gonzalez on social media and called his campaign desperate, which it is. The fact that Tony Gonzalez goes on Twitter to say, yeah, Matt Gaetz and Bob Good and other Republicans like that they're neo-Nazis. So is Brandon Herrera. Yeah, he called fellow congressmen Nazis on social media and on CNN. It's unbelievable. This guy is the principled conservative. Really. You're so principled that you call people that don't like you Nazis. That's what he did. He went on CNN and that's what he said. I don't care who you are. Falsely accusing someone of being that is pathetic. That is something you shouldn't do. Especially going on CNN. Because those people on CNN, they believe that crap. But the good news is that sounds like he's desperate. Why would he call someone a Nazi, who's, by the way, a fellow Republican? He's not even that. He's just a conservative. Why would he be calling his fellow congressman that crap if he wasn't in trouble? I think he is. I think there's a good chance that Herrera could take down Gonzalez tomorrow. I really believe it. Because if Gonzalez had a 100% chance of winning, he would never be going on CNN and saying that crap. He wouldn't be fundraising with Mike Johnson like crazy. He wouldn't be begging Greg Abbott for his support. He must know that he has a big problem with Herrera, and I think he can win. Now, what would have made this race a lot easier for Herrera is if Trump would have endorsed him. The problem is he hasn't. And I don't think he will at this point. We're less than, 24 hours before the polls close? He might endorse him at the last second, maybe. But the fact he hasn't as of now tells me he probably won't. Now, there are rumors for why he isn't, but the biggest one is supposedly he called Barron Trump names, I guess. I don't know if that's true or not. It's misleading, it sounds like. But either way, Trump not endorsing Herrera is kind of an L because, yeah, he might have said some bad stuff about Barron. I understand that, maybe. But he's better than Gonzalez. On the state level, Phelan's 2 sessions leading the chamber would typically be considered a bonanza for conservatives. No, it wouldn't. The reason I say that is because everything he's passed that is quote-unquote conservative, it either was going to pass no matter what, or it was a watered-down version of the original bill. That's everything Dade Phelan has done. Instead of going for the most conservative option, he went for the most liberal option when possible. The stuff that he's passed that was supposedly amazing, like the abortion ban, that was going to pass either way. There's no way it wasn't. He just got the credit for it because he was the speaker at the time it passed. If he had 100% control over these bills, they would have never passed in their current forms. Never. Not in a million years. No. He's a fraud. He's not a conservative. Because seriously, even if you say, fine, the first year he was decent, fine, whatever. It wasn't. But let's assume that actually the first year or so, he was fine. Well, ever since then, he's been awful. He's been much more friendly to Democrats than actual conservatives. What does that tell you? He's effectively a quote-unquote bipartisan speaker. In other words, give Democrats everything they want and screw half your party over. That's his philosophy. And that's why he needs to lose. Hopefully he does lose. I think there's a chance here. There's a big push by conservatives to take down Phelan. And he does have a big primary challenger. I think he can lose. But we just got to see what happens. I do think Phelan does go down at the end of the day, hopefully. But if Democrats do vote in the primary, they might save him. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.